When you know within yourself that there's something you want to do, and I believe that all of us are born with a purpose, that all of us have something that we are supposed to do, that all of us have some goodness within us, and that goodness gives us a responsibility to manifest our greatness. Not only is it possible for you to have your dream, but it's necessary. It's necessary that you have it, that you work on it, that you develop yourself, that you go for what is yours in this universe. Every single day when you wake up, you better be spending time on your dream. You better be spending time. You ain't got time to waste. It is a sense of urgency. It's character, who you are. It's not the title that makes you. It's not the success that makes you. The character defines success, defines the fame, and it starts right there. They won in thousands of hours in the training room, the laps, the 5 a.m. runs, and when it's raining, and when everyone else is sleeping. That's when it's won. The heart of a champion is a light switch that's always on. It doesn't go on and off when someone's watching. It's constant. It's how you look at something. If your name is attached to it, then you do it right, the best of your ability, every single time. And the problem of some of you is that you want somebody else to support your dream. It's yours. I don't owe you a dime. It's your dream. If you want it to happen, get your butt up and make it happen. If you want it to happen, rise and grind. That if you want a thing bad enough, that you will go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep for it. If all that you dream and scheme is about it, and life seems useless and worthless without it, and if you gladly sweat for it, fret for it, and plan for it, and lose all your terror of the opposition for it, and if you simply go after that thing that you want with all of your capacity, strength, and sagacity, faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity, if neither cold poverty, famished and gaunt, sickness, or pain of body and brain can keep you away from the thing that you want, now that's the thing called life. It's that it's always changing. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. I can tell you now, be aware of that. Things are not gonna work out exactly right. Sometimes they will, sometimes. And that's when life is just playing a game with you. I don't care how good you are. I don't care how talented you are. I don't care how much you work on yourself. There are some times that things just aren't going right. They just are not going to go right. And there are times when anything can happen, will happen. But during those down moments, that's where the growth takes place. That's where the work is. See, anybody can feel good when they have their health, their bills are paid, and they have happy relationships. Anybody can be positive then. Anybody can have a larger vision then. Anybody can have faith under those kind of circumstances. See, what the real challenge of growth mentally, emotionally, and spiritually comes when you get knocked down. That some of you in your life, the reason why you're not blowing up, the reason why you're not successful, you've not learned from the past. You think just because this opportunity is for you, and not every opportunity is for you, all of us have experienced some tragedy. If we haven't, we will. And you can let it destroy your life, or you can build upon it. You can commit to let you hold you down, or you can decide, I'm not going to let that happen to me. I'm bigger than this. It's not going to be easy. When you want to change, it's not easy. If it were, in fact, easy, everybody would have done it. But if you're serious, you go all out. We all fall down in life. The question is, who gets back up? Forgive and grow. You're about to separate yourself from the path, and you're about to be on top. If you want to begin to move into your own personal greatness, you've got to be willing to go against the tide. You've got to be willing to harness your will and say, in spite of this, I'm in control here. I'm not going to let this get me down. I'm not going to let this destroy me. It's not your circumstances or your situations that determine if you're going to be successful or not. I've been telling you that is your mindset. It's the way you see it. It's the way you think it. Your mind is the battleground. Touch somebody and tell them the enemy is after your mind. The enemy is out to worry you to death, out to stress you to death, out to break you down, out to make you quit, out to make you think that you can't get up, out to make you give up on your dreams. The warfare is in your mind. It's not on your checkbook, and it's not in your savings account. It's not on your job. The fight that you've got to fight is in your mind. And if you whip it in your head, you can whip it in your checkbook. You can whip it on your job. You can whip it out of your children. But you gotta drive it out of your head first. I'm coming back, and I'll be stronger and better because of it. You have got to make this declaration that this is what you stand for. Standing up for peace of mind. You're standing up for health. You're standing up for your dreams. You want it, and you're going to go all out to have it. Let it go and begin to focus on developing yourself. And I say to you, you're gonna have people that do things to you. Things are gonna happen to you, and the most important thing to do is to harness your will and let it go and move so you can grow, so you can get on with your life. In the end, it doesn't matter what happens to you. What matters is, what are you going to do about it? When you want something bad, you can't count the cost, because if you count the cost and you see how much it's going to cost, you might quit and you might give up. So you gotta go in knowing that I don't count the cost. I'll do as many push-ups as it takes, as many sit-ups as it takes, as many reps as it takes. I'll study as long as it takes. I'll pay whatever the price is. Why? Because if you start to count the cost, I might quit. I might give up. I might surrender. Don't count the cost. You don't count the cost on this one. You don't count how many breaths you take. You don't count it. You get to a point where you don't count it. You just do whatever it takes to get whatever you want. Don't stop. Stay busy. Work your plan. Continue to do those things that you know that work for you. After you have evaluated yourself in the situation, once you make a decision, you go all in. And you say, ain't quit until I get there. Ain't giving up, ain't giving in. I will do whatever it takes to be successful. And when you make that decision, when you look in the mirror, when you tell yourself that, look, I'm through, I'll do whatever it takes, I guarantee you, that's the day it begins to happen. Forget about your past. Forget about what happened back in the day. Make the rest of your life the best of your life.
You gotta embrace the faith. You gotta believe in everything that's happening right now. If you keep pressing, you keep pushing forward, guess what? One day, it's gonna be your day. That's right. I need you to say that with me. One day, it's gonna be your day. Embrace faith. You gotta be able to see it and believe it when there's no evidence around you, when there is no evidence to be found. When you have pain in your life, when you are tired, when you feel like you want to give up, and you feel like you need to quit, when you look around you, you don't see anything that looks anything like success. You gotta embrace the faith and believe that one day it's gonna be your day. But that day will never come if you give up, if you quit. No day will ever be your day. I want you to fail forward. That's right, you heard me. I said you've got to fail forward. I want you to get to the place in your life that every single mistake you make, every setback that comes your way, every obstacle that you don't overcome, every barrier you don't climb, that these don't make you give up. But I want you to fail forward. You got to learn from your mistakes, that every mistake you make, you failed that class, you get back, you try again. You lose a job, you get back, you try again. You put all your money in an investment. Say it with me. You get back and you try again. If you started a business and it didn't work out, don't stop. Don't quit. Fail forward. Learn from each one of your mistakes. Don't quit. Don't give up. Listen to me. Don't quit. Don't give up if it gets hard. You swim. You swim hard if you have to, but you keep going. I want you to know you'll never reach your goal. You'll never reach your dreams if you don't use your imagination. So if you fail that class, you don't drop it. If you fail that class, you keep going. You go back to that class, and then you go back again, and you go back to that class again, and you go into that class, because I want you to know something. When you start that class over next semester, you won't be starting from scratch. You won't start from the bottom because you are all the way up here. And now you have to go a little further and a little further, so keep reaching, keep climbing, and it starts with a vision. Fear is not real. The only place that fear can exist is in our thoughts of the future. It is a product of our imagination, causing us to fear things that do not exist at present and may never actually exist. Fear is a choice. Only those who are willing to risk going too far can possibly find out how far they can go.